More asteroid fears. A scientist reveals why NASA's drastic plan to save humanity may not work. Callum Horf of Express UK reports. This is NASA's last-ditch plan to potentially fire a nuclear weapon at an impending asteroid, and it may not work for one very good reason. This is what a scientist has warned in a new book concerning one of the ways that the end of the Earth could come, an extinction-level event. Asteroids are the small rocky bodies of the inner solar system orbiting our Sun. There are millions of them flying around space, and their collisions, known as impact events, have played significant roles in shaping many planets. NASA is constantly scanning the cosmos and categorizes them as near-Earth objects, or NEOs, as potentially hazardous objects, PHOs, if they could pose a threat to life on our Earth. But if a distant space rock does manage to slip through the space agency's defenses, and it has happened in the past, recently, all of the defenses, one of them passed all of the defenses, which are many, and it astonished the astronomers. But anyway, there are several desperate measures that can be taken to save life on Earth. Dr. Natalie Starkey revealed one of the more far-fetched options during her new book, Catching Stardust. She wrote last year, "If we have very limited time, then we require an approach that can work weeks or in months. So a more drastic method to avoid an impact with Earth, one that could work on an object regardless of its composition, might be called for." How about using a nuclear weapon? It may sound a little bit like madness, but believe it or not, scientists are looking at the possibility of firing such a device at a space object to blow it into tiny pieces, maybe even reducing it to a cloud of gas and liquid droplets. It may sound like a great solution, but there's a potentially very big problem. Dr. Starkey warned it may not be so easy as to save humanity. She explains the resultant shrapnel from such an explosion, however small, would be highly radioactive. So it's probably not something we want raining down on the planet because of that. This would almost certainly be the case if we blew up the object at short notice if it was heading towards us. If the object was one that passed Earth frequently, moving even closer to impact with each orbit, then it could be blown up in a preemptive strike on one of its prior close Earth visits before the one that was predicted to cause total annihilation. She's talking about, for example, the Apophis, the Apophis asteroid that's supposed to be coming in 10 years, and if it passes a certain keyhole, it could be coming even closer to us 10, 20 years after that. So she's probably taking that as an example. So if it's in one of his prior close visits, we could blow it up, one that was predicted to cause total annihilation, nuking it as it was heading away from Earth. So she says, in this way, any radioactive fallout from the destruction would not affect life on Earth because it would be heading out. It may sound like a relief that whatever happens, there is a strategy. Now, despite this, Dr. Starkey raised a valid point over the politics behind firing a nuclear weapon in space. She added there are some further complications. First, according to one outer space treaty, nuclear weapons are not permitted to be used in space. Maybe in an extraordinary circumstance such as major threat to Earth, an exception could be made to save us from impending doom. Second, a modern-day nuclear warhead probably would not survive the impact energies associated with the course of action. Instead, it would more than likely need to be detonated close to the space object for the nuclear blast energy to nudge it to a different course, otherwise known as a nuclear standoff explosion. Asteroid Bennu, formerly known as 1999 RQ-36, is a potentially hazardous object listed on the Century Risk Table with the second highest cumulative rating on the Palermo Technical Impact Hazard Scale. Investigators already warned that the space agency could be that it could be devastating if they do not act. In other words, Bennu could be a threat to Earth, and that NASA should do something to stop it. Now, according to a study by scientist Maria Eugenia San Satorio in 1999, the 1999 asteroid Bennu may impact the Earth. Dr. San Satorio warned in a report from the solar system journal Icarus, there's a good chance of the asteroid striking. She told Universe Today in 2010, the total impact probability of asteroid RQ-36, that is Bennu, can be estimated as 0.00092, approximately 1 in 1,000 chances. But what's most surprising is that over half of the chance corresponds to 2,182. But NASA has a less destructive move for Bennu. The space agency is currently running a mission with the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft to find out more about the rock. The spacecraft spent 2 years chasing Bennu down before orbiting it for another 2 years and taking samples. Then in 2023, it will blast back to Earth to allow scientists from around the world to study the samples. The mission team is particularly interested in learning the role that asteroids like Bennu, dark, primitive, and apparently carbon-rich, may have played in creating life on Earth. It will also help scientists to refine the odds of a strike on Earth. In the meantime, James Bickerton Express UK reports there is an asteroid fear, human extinction, as 3 monster rocks are heading again towards our Earth. These mega asteroids are currently on a course that could see them smash into Earth according to experts, again raising fears about an extinction level event. An asteroid strike on Earth from a large rock could cause carnage, as we know, and in response authorities spent considerable resources tracking known asteroids and they're searching for new ones. They can't find all of them. Even, thank goodness, amateur astronauts are looking and finding. For example, the Borisov interstellar comet was found by an amateur astronaut from Crimea in the beginning of August. Now, in response, authorities spend time tracking down these asteroids. The Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, which wiped out the dinosaurs about 65 million years ago, is believed by many scientists to have been caused by an asteroid impact. As a result, there are fears a new strike could equally be devastating. According to the Destiny Channel, 3 huge asteroids, Bennu, as we spoke of, Apophis, that's coming in 10 years, are on a course that could see them crashing to Earth. They estimate there's a probability of up to 2.7% that Apophis will hit our planet on April 13th, 2029. If this takes place, the narrator said, computer simulations have been done showing that if it hits the Earth, Apophis could wipe out up to 10 million people in Colombia and Venezuela. A strike in the Pacific Ocean would wipe out every coastal city and town along the west coast of the United States. The 1976 XB will pass first close to Earth in 2024, but will continue to pose a threat till the middle of the century. This rock is estimated 3,000 feet in diameter and is estimated to be traveling at 43,495 miles per hour. The final asteroid, Bennu, has a 1 in 2,700 chance of hitting Earth between 2,175 and 2,199. NASA tracks major asteroids, as we know, in the vicinity of Earth to check whether they're likely to collide and cause damage. But sometimes authorities are taken by surprise, particularly by the smaller rocks. NASA recently admitted it only identified an asteroid 2019 MO just a few hours before it crashed into Earth. The collision took place June 29, with the asteroid burning up in the atmosphere above the Caribbean. That's the one that we said it was supposed to fly farther from our moon into space, but it didn't. It came careening into the Caribbean, and they explained to us that it was because of the Yarkovsky effect, the sun rays heating up the surface of the asteroid, causing it to turn, to tumble on its own axis, and it's as if something hit it that way, and it came careening into the Caribbean, above the Caribbean. 219 MO was about 300,000 miles from Earth when it was identified by NASA. And this is further away from our planet than the moon. In a statement, NASA claimed that it was roughly the equivalent of spotting something the size of a gnat from a distance of 310 miles. The asteroid was detected by the Atlas Survey telescope found at the University of Hawaii. In February 2013, an asteroid broke up over Chelyabinsk in Russia. That injured 1,200 people and damaged over 7,000 buildings from the sonic shock and the breaking of the glass. And the asteroid in question was approximately the same size as a 6-story building. In July, a 450-foot wide asteroid came within 40,000 miles of Earth, the largest of its size in a century. Kelly Fast, who runs the agency Near Earth Object Observatory Program, said, "The whole point is to be able to find all of these asteroids and to catalog their orbit precisely and to calculate them into the future. So if it goes to pass 19 lunar distances away like 2006 Q223, or if it's going to pass closer, or if it's going to pose any impact threat. That's what we have to find out," she said. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.